brand new New Balance silhouette is making waves in the sneaker community and could be one of the best new releases of the entire year. This is the New Balance Abzorb 2000. So this shoe literally just dropped on June 12th for a retail price of $170. I bought it on New Balance's website, I got overnight shipping, and it's finally here. Now for those of you that want a pair, at least in this Stillwater colorway, it unfortunately has sold out. I wouldn't be surprised if it restocks, but for right now it's sold out. So if you want to grab a pair, I've made sure to link it through the YouTube shopping tab down below. You can grab it on StockX. I don't know what the resale is gonna be. Actually, let me check. All right, wow. I mean, it looks like it's going for like $200, $230 in some cases. That's kind of wild for a brand new standard New Balance lifestyle shoe that isn't a collaboration. And that's actually one of the reasons why I'm so excited about this shoe. This shoe is a brand new silhouette from New Balance, obviously inspired by 2000s running shoes, but it's not a collab. A lot of times when there's a brand that's trying to release a new pair of sneakers that they think will do well but want to give it that extra boost, they drop a collab colorway first. For example, in the case of New Balance, when they released the 9060, they didn't just release the Castle Rock Gray colorway first. The first two colorways to drop were Joe Freshgoods collaborations, which helped the shoe be pretty hyped right out of the gate. And in the case of that shoe, not only did it help kind of get off to a very fast start, but the 9060's become one of the most popular sneakers out there. Not because of that collaboration in particular, but because it was a good shoe. Obviously, there are other new silhouettes that brands have tried to push with collaborations that haven't really helped, but recently it has been a pretty common practice when it comes to launching a new mainline silhouette or a new flagship silhouette. However, every so often there is a brand new silhouette that comes out that kind of stands on its own merit, that people want just because it's dope. And the brand new New Balance Abzorb 2000 kind of seems like that. Over the past couple months, while images started to come out of this shoe, people started to get excited. It was talked about on sneaker Twitter, it was talked about on blogs, it was talked about on YouTube and sneaker websites and places like that. To my knowledge, New Balance wasn't sending out pairs to people. I didn't get a pair. I bought this pair with my own money. And it seems like the hype was all completely organic. And to hammer that point home, when this shoe released on New Balance's website for the full $170 retail price as a non-collaboration, it completely sold out. And while sure, that might have been commonplace for New Balance back in like 2021, 2022, kind of coming off of that COVID boom in the sneaker culture, but for right now in 2025, when sneaker hype is pretty low compared to what it was just a year ago, a shoe like this, a non-collaboration, somewhat limited, but eventually gonna be GR release, selling out, it's kind of wild, but I'm totally here for it. This silhouette, for the limited amount of time that I've had with it, seems awesome. Now right off the bat, some comparisons can be made with this shoe against other shoes like the Nike Scorpion, which is a shoe designed completely on lockdown, which is kind of wild that that shoe was able to be made while people were locked in their own homes. And also, of course, the Nike Vapor Max. I've also seen people compare this shoe to the Nike Shox. And I think all those comparisons are valid. I think the midsole shape definitely kind of leans in that direction. I can even sort of see the Adidas Spring Blade in there, which is kind of wild. But what I'm really impressed about with the design of this shoe is that it seems like New Balance saw what people liked about those shoes, saw what people didn't like, and created a shoe that has that same sort of visual feel and that same sort of aesthetic without having those pitfalls. For example, with the Nike Scorpions, that shoe was huge. I mean, you felt like you were standing on 3 inches of air, and it wasn't also that comfortable either. The Vapor Max, I kind of have a love-hate relationship with. It does look like a mouth guard. I'm never gonna take that back, but I will say it's one of those like ugly duckling shoes. I just don't like the way it feels on foot. And then there's the Spring Blade. I made a video about how interesting that technology was, if you guys want to check that out. I think it's from a couple years ago. But this shoe, generally, at first glance, and for the first couple try-ons that I've had and wearing it around for the day, so far, very, very impressed. Is the comfort of this shoe gonna blow your mind? No. But for an everyday lifestyle sneaker, New Balance did a lot right. For those of you that are box nerds like myself, here's a look at the box. It's your standard grayish, bluish New Balance box. You got New Balance on the top, you got the size tag on the front. I went with the size 9, which is my true size. We'll talk about sizing a little bit later on in the video. The official colorway of this shoe, which doesn't look like it's on the box, is Stillwater Blue, which is I think also the name of the shoe itself. Or at least the name of the colorway. Actually, I'm wrong. According to New Balance's website, it's Stillwater with blue agate. There you go. Not surprisingly, there's nothing really inside the box. You don't get any extra sets of laces. There's not even really any paper. Is there paper inside the shoe? I forget. I think there was paper inside the shoe, but you don't get any accessories with it. Now, what's cool about this launch colorway, the Stillwater or blue agate colorway, is that it's not just some random blue that they picked. They actually picked this blue specifically because it sort of mirrors the blue first used on Abzorb SPS cushioning. In a lot of ways, the Abzorb 2000 silhouette is a love letter to previous Abzorb sneakers, shoes specifically made in the 2000s. And while this shoe is a brand new silhouette, if you look at some of the things that New Balance have done in the past, it definitely seems like their designs are inspired by their heritage. Shoes like the 9060s are inspired by the 990 line with sort of a modernized midsole. However, with this shoe, because the shoe is inspired by 2000 shoes, it doesn't feature the same leathers and suedes that we're used to from a lot of New Balance silhouettes. And there's probably a lot of reasons for that. One, again, the shoe is inspired by the 2000s, and that's when design language looked like this, but also, that's what's popular right now. This sort of design language, this sort of material usage, that's what people want. So it makes sense that New Balance is dropping that now. Starting off on the toe of the sneaker, you've got this very thin synthetic overlay, which has printed details, very reminiscent of 2000 design. And unlike some of New Balance's other 2000s inspired silhouettes, like the 1906R or maybe even the 740, this overlay actually doesn't have much texture to it at all. It's actually this very thin piece of synthetic material sort of fused onto the upper, while still giving the look of a 3D TPU overlay, which I'm sure was done for specific reasons, like maybe comfort or flexibility, or even just design freedom. You're able to very easily change up the overlay on the shoe versus having to mold a whole new piece. And some of the printed areas do have a very light texture, so it's not completely flat. But either way, it doesn't cheapen the feeling of the shoe, which is a good thing. Underneath these somewhat asymmetrical tonal blue overlays, you've got this mesh, which is actually printed and sort of fades from a dark blue towards the toe of the sneaker to a lighter blue towards the heel. The printed mesh, as you would expect, is backed with a different kind of fabric, so it's not the most breathable thing in the world, but it's not anything out of the ordinary. It's not anything you wouldn't expect. Continuing up on the shoe to the eye stay, you've got the eyelets that are reinforced by more of that overlay material that's fused to the upper of the shoe. Weaving over top of the tongue, you've got these white oval laces, and the tongue itself is actually made up of this white mesh, or at least most of the tongue is made up of this white mesh. And then you've also got the 2000 branding in silver, and above that, this little sort of blue mesh area that features the New Balance logo. The tongue is padded, but it's thin padding. It's not gonna like overwhelm you with cushion. Inside the shoe, the cushion around the ankle heel area is fine. It's important to note that this shoe is a lifestyle sneaker. This was not made for running or anything like that. This is very much like the 9060 in that it was specifically designed for day-to-day wear and fashion wear. So because of that, you're not gonna get like these specialized cushions that you would get in specifically running sneakers, like maybe the Fuel Cell Rebel V5, or even like the newer 990 V6s. Continuing inside the shoe, you've got this white insole with the New Balance branding and the Abzorb 2000s branding on the heel. I didn't notice that before. It's a decent foam insole. It's not gonna blow your mind. Now, as far as sizing goes, from my personal experience with regular width feet, this shoe fits me very much true to size. I'm a size 9, regular width. It fits me great. I have high arches. There's not specifically any great arch support, but nothing out of the ordinary. This shoe fits me great, like genuinely really great, and definitely true to size. Because of that, I might suggest if you have wider feet, maybe going up a half size, because it did feel like it was pretty much perfect around the sides of my foot. So if you don't like sort of a neutral width shoe, maybe go up half a size, just because there are not wide options, at least not at the moment that I know of. Obviously, in some of these on-foot shots, you might be peeping the brand new Apothecary Sashiko sock collection that just dropped last Friday, and in another on-foot shot, there's the upcoming Pixel collection, which drops next Friday. Not this upcoming Friday, but the Friday after that. We got a lot of dope stuff coming at Apothecary, guys. Make sure to stay locked in, follow us on Instagram, check out our email list, all that good stuff, all linked in the description below. And if you want to grab anything from my sock brand Apothecary, you can get $5 off of your first order by using code SETH. The most comfortable socks I've ever worn. I'm not being biased, although it sounds like I might be. They're genuinely insanely comfortable, and they look great with all your sneakers. Specifically, the New Balance 2000s. Continuing back in the shoe on the lateral side, you've got another overlay. This time around, it's the New Balance logo, which comes in possibly a reflective material with this sort of mesh texture, which is cool. The medial side does not have the New Balance branding on it, so it's an interesting look. I actually think the New Balance branding does tie the shoe together, which I like. It just seems kind of empty on this side. I don't know. I like the shape of the paneling, but the New Balance logo really does kind of tie it together. My opinion though, your opinion may vary. Moving even farther back in the shoe, the overlay continues with the same sort of detailing going from the toe to the heel, and then on the actual heel of the shoe, you've got this synthetic panel, which comes in white with the New Balance logo. It's a pretty simple upper. It looks more complex than it is purely because of the printed details, but it does feel great on foot. It's very flexible, it's pretty breathable. I like it. It's a good everyday lifestyle shoe. Moving down on the shoe, you get to the very retro-inspired but wild-looking and still very modern-feeling midsole. The top half of the midsole is Abzorb foam, presumably. At least that's what it's branded. Creeping up on the midfoot of the shoe on both sides, you've got this gray TPU panel, which you can see right there, stability web, which essentially helps with torsional twisting. But underneath the foam is when you get to the pods, which is sort of the signature detail of the entire shoe, the Abzorb SBS. Now, Abzorb SBS is something that's usually found in the heel of New Balance sneakers. I'm sure you've seen it in like the New Balance 2002Rs and a lot of other New Balance models. It's kind of a gel-like material, and it's usually semi-translucent. It's got this nice sort of glossy look to it, and it adds some nice material contrast to the rest of the shoe, which is cool. But now let's talk about underfoot comfort, which is probably something you're wondering about. This material feels good. It's something you've probably felt underneath your foot when you're wearing a shoe which features it in the heel or other parts of the shoe. Now for this shoe, because it runs the entire length of this shoe, or I guess if you look at the bottom of the sneaker, around the outside of the shoe, you will feel it. However, it's not gonna blow your mind. It's not like a fuel cell foam or a Nike React or an Adidas Boost. It's kind of like Asics Gel. It's very, very similar. So in my personal opinion, wearing this against something like the 9060, I would say that these shoes feel very similar in terms of underfoot comfort. That shoe is like all foam. This shoe has that Abzorb SBS. I guess you could argue that this shoe is a bit softer underfoot, but in my opinion, it's kind of negligible. It's a very comfortable shoe, but it's not gonna blow you away in the comfort department. But if you're one of those people that likes a really stable and not too overly soft ride, this is a great way to go. Now, if you want that sort of ultra cushion, ultra lightweight running sneaker ride, then you're gonna wanna go for something like the Fuel Cell Rebel V5, which is crazy soft underfoot. This is nowhere near as soft as this shoe, but I think it's a great everyday wear that will keep your feet happy throughout the entire day. Again, it's a lifestyle shoe. Like a lot of the shoes that I call the most comfortable shoes out there, especially when I make those top 10 most comfortable lists, are running shoes because they feature that new foam technology that's really, really soft, that max cushion foam. These are more of just like a keep them by the door, everyday throw on, you're stunting in your New Balances. Like it's that kind of vibe, which I'm about. The midsole is absolutely the most unique part of the shoe, and what I love about it is that it keeps the shoe feeling modern and even futuristic, but also still rooted in the past. And apparently sneakerheads agree. I mean, this shoe is one of the most hyped up pairs of New Balances to drop in a long time. Moving to the outsole of the shoe, you've got black and gray rubber. You've got decent traction. It's kind of like a standard New Balance outsole. It's not gonna blow you away. It's not gonna, be bad for you either. It's a solid, just great lifestyle option. I've got to say, over the last 9 years that I've been doing sneaker YouTube, I mean, I've got 2,000 plus videos, so I've talked about a lot of shoes and I've had a lot of shoes in my hands. Not a lot of shoes excite me anymore. And that's not a bad thing. I still love sneakers. My passion for sneakers has not at all lessened. I actually like sneakers more than I did when I first started, but it's harder for me to get excited about shoes just because I see so many of them. The stuff that I usually get excited about are colorways of shoes or retros of shoes that I've always loved that either I missed out on or I'm just excited to have back. It can be new technologies in the way of, super soft foams or, something crazy like Nike Adapts, which obviously, are not as popular as they once were, but at the time that was a pretty crazy new thing that was happening and I was really interested in it. Or even 3D printed shoes like the upcoming Apothecary Mule. Shout out to Zellerfeld for producing this. Stuff like this is new and it's different and you guys gotta try this. It's like crazy soft. I don't know what they're doing to make this printing so soft. Like it's literally like foam up there. You guys have to try it. When it comes out, you guys have to try it. It's stuff like that that gets me excited because it's new and it's different. But then the third kind of shoe that gets me really excited is the stuff that I can see myself wearing on a very regular basis. It's like, weirdly enough, the Birkenstock Bostons. It's the Asics, whatever the new Asics is that I like the look of. Or it's something like this, the New Balance 2000, which is not like completely new in any sense, but at the same time, it's a really, really refined, good-looking, modern sneaker that I can definitely see myself rocking on a very regular basis. And generally, the kind of shoes that I review on this channel are the shoes that I like. I usually only review shoes that I like or that I'm excited about because that's what excites me about sneakers. So if you're wondering why a lot of the shoes that I review I get positive reviews to, it's because I buy the shoes that I like, as most sneakerheads, if not all sneakerheads should. Buy what you like, wear what you like. Doesn't matter what I say, wear what you like. All that being said, I like the shoe a lot. Let me know what you think of the New Balance Abzorb 2000 in the comment section down below. Are you grabbing a pair? Did you grab a pair? Also, if you want to win a Nintendo Switch 2, you can check out my tech channel. I'm having a lot of fun over there too. Linked in the description below. You can find out how to win through that link. But there you go. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you all in the next one.